All righty. Thank you for coming. I'm a little bit worried. I've changed the lighting because I've changed the angle. I'm not really worried about that, but I wanted to start that because I'm going to talk for a little bit about worrying. If you're one of the few people that says, I don't worry, I don't know what to say about that, but this will not be useful to you. And I apologize for taking up your time. I hope you don't worry about it. Uh, losing my mind today. I'm going to tell a story. So I used to work in this company, and we used to install like crazy TV systems and speakers, and the TV would come out of the ceiling, and then it would go back up into the ceiling, all this magic stuff. But all this magic stuff needed to be connected with wires. Um, and these wires needed to go in the walls and all in the ceiling and underneath the building, if you could possibly get underneath the building. Um, and that was my job. And sometimes they would tell me about the job or they would show me the place. And then they'd say the wire is going to go here, here, and here. And then I would have to figure out like this puzzle. And worry is kind of a form of a puzzle because it's a puzzle we think we can solve. We're worrying about it like, what can I do to make this happen? Or what can I do to make this not happen? That's like kind of one form of worry. So, like, my job was to worry a little bit if I didn't have a solution. And when I saw the walls were uh, full, well, they were metal beams that the wall was against. So inside of the wall, every 6 feet was a big I-beam, a metal I-beam. And I'm like, how am I going to run wires through a metal I-beam every 6 feet? Even if I had the power tools to cut through the metal, that would be a huge undertaking. And so I went home knowing that that morning I was going to have to do that job, and I could not sleep. All I was just thinking, how am I going to do this? How am I going to go there tomorrow and run this wiring through these walls that are partially made of metal? So I slept maybe 4 hours, which is not useful. Sleep is very important, but I couldn't stop my mind from worrying or troubleshooting. All these things are connected together. The puzzle, the great puzzle, which the mind loves. And I woke up in the morning from that short little finally falling asleep for about 4 hours. I was having my morning tea, and I got a text from the boss. Hey, we're not doing that job. Go to some other place. So I literally laid in bed all night trying to think of how I'm going to be able to do this job, which seemed very difficult. And then I didn't, and the worry was a waste of time, which is number one. So that seemed like I want to give a solution because we can't go into the future. And I'm teaching meditation at this facility now. And my mom said, you better teach him that thing that I used to fall asleep. And I told someone else about it. And they're like, what? You never told us about this. I thought I had. So now that I'm more prepared for my night worrying, which still happens, because again, it's a puzzle and it's our lives. You would need to sleep. And at night, if I'm overcome with the ideas in my head about what am I going to do about this, what am I going to do, that's what worry is called. I do a breathing exercise and a mantra. Now you can do, I've done many different mantras. It can be anything, a prayer, a 12-step prayer. I often just do numbers, and I'm going to show you exactly what I do when I wake up or if I can't fall asleep because I have to have my mind running around trying to solve some problem. So I just do simple deep breathing in and out through the nose, which we do in the class, all the way down like you're breathing to the bottom of the lungs and then all the way back out. And then I count the breath. So in, out is one. In my mind, I'm saying the number one. In, out is two. In my mind, I'm saying the number two. In, out, I'm saying the number three. So I am shoving the thoughts in my head are now numbers rather than this. And that thing you're worrying about is going to try to get back in. No, no, you need to solve that puzzle. You need to solve it tonight. It's going to keep trying to come back in, and you're going to keep shoving the numbers in and the breathing. One. And when you get to 11, go back to one. And if you keep going every time that thought or the worry comes into your head, eventually you'll overcome it and you will fall asleep. So that's it. I'm gonna go back here. We have a slightly different angle tonight. I hope this works better, and we shall see. I'll see you in a minute back here. Oh, I'm wearing my colorful socks. I must remove them. Part of this, my head will be off as it normally is. And we're gonna start with our hopping. And shake the hands out if you like today. Core is engaged. So we're breathing in and out through the nose. I want to get my hands super loose today. Then if you want to pat the low ribs, you can do that. You can pat the kidneys with the light fists or continue. I'm going to keep shaking the hands. I want to get the blood down in my fingers. Nice. Feet the distance of the hips. We're going to swing the arms forward at first here. We're breathing in and out through the nose. You can restrict the throat a little bit if you want to do traditional ujjayi breath from Ashtanga yoga. My arm thinks I'm too close to the wall, but I'm not. My arm is worried. And then we're going to go the opposite direction, please. And across the front, switching which hand goes on top. And let's come all the way around today and see if you can get the fingertips underneath your wing bones into the scapula and dig in a little bit and then pull forward. We're still breathing. Very nice. Hands on the hips. We're going to swing the hips around one direction at first. And the opposite direction, please. Move back to center. A bit more for my hands. We rarely do this one standing, but we're going to reach the right arm out in front. I'm going to come close so you can see the fingers are pointing down. We're going to pull those fingers back with the thumb reaching out. Keep the shoulders, if you can, parallel to the earth. We'll take a couple of breaths here. Thumb reaching back, breathing in the nose. Just a bit of tension. We're not going to try to overdo it necessarily. Excellent. And then the other side. Same stuff. Excellent. Shake the hands a bit again. And then top of the mat, feet together, big toes touching, ankles a little bit apart. Here we go. Thumbs out, shoulders back. We're going to breathe in, reach up. Prayer to the moon. So the hands are in prayer above the head. We're going to forward fold, keeping the legs straight. So the fingers might go on the ground. They might go on the shins. We'll look up, shoulder blades together, core in. Forward fold on the out breath. And all the way back up to prayer to the moon. We're going to bring that down to the heart and then all the way back up on the in-breath. Breathing out, forward folding again, fingers low. And we look up, lengthening the tail through the eyeballs. Forward fold, out breath, all the way back up, reaching out and up. Down through the heart center, all the way up again on the in-breath. Breathing out, forward folding, fingers low. And we look up and we forward fold all the way back up, reaching out and up, down through the heart center, all the way back up on the in-breath. Breathing out, forward folding again, fingers low. We look up and we forward fold all the way back up, reaching out and up. Here we go, down through the heart center, all the way up again on the in-breath. Breathing out, forward folding. We're going to look up And from here, we're gonna step back to the top of push-up. We're gonna stay here a little bit on the first one. Core is engaged, legs are a bit engaged. Then we're gonna lower down and then up dog, tight legs. Down dog, pulling up and back. Feet about 2 fists apart. If you wanna pedal the feet out, you're welcome to. You could even grip the mat a little bit harder with the fingers if you want a little extra up at the top. Great. Walk your way up to the top of the mat, feet together, fingers low. We look up, shoulder blades together. Forward fold on the out breath, all the way back up. Prayer to the moon, down to the heart, to the earth, up again on the in breath. Breathing out, forward folding, fingers low. We look up, shoulder blades together. Stepping again, top of push up. We're going to lower drop, up dog, and down dog. Nice. If you like, up on the toes on the in breath, down with the heels on the out breath. Or just staying still, looking at the knees or the navel, breathing in the nose. All right, step jump, top of the mat, toes together. We look up, and we forward fold. Up again to the moon, down to the heart, back up on the in breath. Breathing out, forward folding again, fingers low. We look up, we step in again, top of push up. We're gonna lower drop, up dog, and down dog. And we're gonna stay right here breathing, looking at the knees of the navel. Feet about 2 fists apart. All right, walk or jump, top of the mat, toes together. We look up and we forward fold all the way up, hands in prayer to the moon. If you'd like to arch back, you could lift the heart up and then let's push the walls out. We'll take the feet a little bit apart. So hands are nice and wide, pushing the walls out. Core is in. We're going to take a couple of breaths here. Open the hands even wider if you can. From the hips up, we're going to turn and look to the right. And then all the way over to the left. Very nice. Back to center, arms down and feet back together again. Surya Namaskara B. We're going to sit in chair, crack your ankles. Good. Up, over, forward folding. We look up, stepping again, type of push up. We lower drop, up dog, down dog. Warrior one, right foot stepping, left foot turns out. Knee is mostly over the ankle. Left hip coming forward. Arms up. Let's reach the left arm forward for a moment. Push into the outside edge of that back foot. Very nice. Touch the ceiling. And again, hands back down, stepping. We lower drop, up dog, down dog. We're going to go left foot up to the top for warrior one. It should be close to heel and heel aligned if we stepped outside the center. We're going to reach the right arm forward. We're going to take a couple of breaths here, pushing into the outside edge of the back foot. Breath in the nose. Excellent. Touch the ceiling. Again, hands back down, stepping, top of push-up. We lower drop, up dog, and down dog. And we're going to stay here breathing. Step or jump, top of the mat. We look up and forward fold. Feet and knees sitting in chair. Standing, shoulders back, tight core. Let's continue. We sit in chair again. Great. Up, over, forward, folding. We look up, stepping again, top of push-up. We lower drop, up dog, down dog. Warrior one, right foot stepping, left foot turns out. Knee is still over the ankle. Hands in prayer to the moon. Core in and up, looking up. If you want to arch back, lift the heart. Great. Hands down again, stepping, top of push-up. We lower drop, up dog, down dog. Left foot, please. Right foot turns out flat. Again, hands in prayer. Core in and up. Looking up. Maybe arching back. Very nice. Hands down again, stepping, top of push-up. We lower drop, up dogs, under the fence, and down dog. Good, we're gonna stay here. Good, step or jump, top of the mat, we look up, and we forward fold. Feet and knees, sitting in chair again. Standing, shoulders back, tight core. Just one more tonight. We're gonna go a little light. We're gonna go with warrior two, sitting in chair. Great. Up over again, forward folding. We're gonna look up, stepping, that's how we push up. We lower drop, up dog, down dog. Warrior two, right foot stepping, left foot turns out. Heel to heel aligned, spine running straight up the middle. Arms out. We're going to take a few breaths here, looking at the right hand. Turn the right palm to face the ceiling. We're going to arch back, barely touching the back leg. We're going to look up along the elbow to the ceiling. Couple of breaths here. The core is engaged a little bit. Excellent. Hands down again, stepping back. We lower drop, up dog, down dog. Left foot, warrior two. Back up, heel to heel aligned. Looking at the left hand, light shoulders, tight core. Turn that left hand so the palm faces the ceiling. We're going to arch back. Breathing here. Excellent. Hands down again. Step in. We lower drop. Up dog and down dog. And we're going to stay right like this. All right. Step, jump, top of the mat, toes together. We look up and we forward fold. Let's sit in chair with the cactus arms up top there. So I've turned myself sideways, but you want your knees the same lined up as the front of a mat or the line in front of you here, toes too. We're going to take the right elbow outside of the left leg, bring that left knee back forward because it probably moved. Hands in prayer in towards the sternum. We are rotating that left shoulder back. Just a couple of breaths like this. Good, forward fold. We're going to rest. And we sit in chair again, cactus arms up top. We check our knees, that line straight across, because we're going to have to move them. Left elbow outside of right, right probably knee is going to come back again. Right shoulder rotating back. You could open the arms. I didn't say on the other side, but if you did it on the other side, great. Excellent. Forward fold, feet apart about the distance of the hips. We're going to grab elbows or prayer And we're gonna let everything fall off our back as best we can. You can bounce if you like. Engage the core, come on all the way up, touch the ceiling. And then we're gonna come all the way down, peace fingers under big toes, thumbs touching on the inside, elbows away from the ears, head down. It's okay if the legs are bent a little or a lot, as long as you can grab the big toes. Good, up again to the ceiling. And then all the way back down, each hand under each foot from the front. So the toes touch the crease in the wrist. You can pull up on the feet, top of the head towards down. Great. Let's stand top of the mat. We're just going to take a moment here, shoulders back. It could be mountain pose. The feet could be apart because we're just going to hang out for a little bit. Shoulders are always back though, core is always in. I think always, all day long too. We're going to pivot tonight. We're going to step the left foot back about the distance of one of our legs. That back foot's about 45 degrees heel to heel. We're going to take a breath in. As we breathe out, we're going to reach out. And then right hand down, left arm up. Palms out is nice too. If you look down, you want to see the foot so that the whole body is stacked up nice in between the panes of glass. Great. Let's come up. We're going to keep the legs straight, but we're going to pivot. Right toes 45, left toes out. We're going to reach out over that left foot and then left hand down, right arm up. We'll stay here. Excellent. Up again. We pivot again. Left toes 45, right toes out. Let's shorten the stance a couple of inches. Reach that left arm forward like a Superman, just with the left arm, kind of parallel to the earth, like you're flying with the torso. And then we're going to twist triangle. 25 years this pose is still hard for me. Left hand down, right arm up. You can put the back of the hand outside of the leg. Keep the leg straight. Although I've gotten a little bit of progress, we're going to keep breathing. And now I like how difficult it is. I like to see how I react to the difficulty. Do I complain in my mind? Do I worry that I'm not going to be able to do it well, whatever that means? Keep on breathing. Excellent. Back up. We're going to pivot again. Right toes 45, left toes out. Reach that right arm all the way out. We're going to stay here a little bit. Get that length through your side. Great. Right hand down, left arm up. Don't let the left hip jump out. Keep on breathing. Excellent. Back up. We pivot again. Left toes 45, right toes out. Re-lengthen the stance for warrior two. Well, my warrior two is a little bit longer than the length of one of my legs. And we're going to stay here. We'll do extended side angle, forearm on the leg. I like the middle of the forearm on the leg, and then left arm long reaching. You want to be able to look up along the elbow to the ceiling. Those of you that want to put the hand down, you look a little forward. We're going to stay here for a few more breaths. Back foot, feel that outside edge locking down. Good, up again, we'll straight the right leg, we'll pivot. Warrior two out the back. And we're going to take several breaths here. Again, forearm on the leg, right arm up and over. Whatever you did on the other side, we'll do the same. Long reaching, stretch your side. Lengthen the breath. Great. Let's come straight up into horse, toes slightly splayed. Hands is the one time we put the hands heavy on the knees, the only time we push onto the legs a bit. And we're going to rotate the right shoulder forward, and then the left, and a little back and forth. Well, we're going to come up and grab the moon, hold, dig your fingers into the moon, and then hold and hang from the moon. So let your rear end drop down a little bit. Great, straight the legs. We're going to turn the toes to run straight forward, be like the outside edges of your mat. We're going to reach up, and then we're coming all the way down. So the big toes will connect with a line, fingertips on that line, right under the shoulders, top of the head trying to come down towards that line. And then with the fingertips there, if you want to bring the palms down, great. Either way, you can kind of bring the elbows back through the legs, even if it doesn't seem like they're moving. Nonetheless, we shall stay here. Back up, we're going to reach out to the ends of the fingers, then behind the back, we shall intertwine those fingers. Again, if your upper back is holding tension, palms all the way together back there. Otherwise, the part is probably more traditional. I'm going to lock the shoulder blades back, core in a bit. We're going to forward fold. Arms are coming up off the back. Some of you coming way up, more higher and up and over than me. Whatever you can get it. We're going to lift the toes just for a second, put them down nice and light. Excellent. Back up. We touch the ceiling. Back down. We're grabbing shins, ankles, big toes with the peace fingers. No matter what you get, pull the elbows away from the ears. Top of the head is still reaching down to the mat, to the earth, to the line, connecting the toes, or even the arches, the line of the arches for the very flexible people with that head. Let's stay down low, both hands over to the right, left shoulder under and through. Woo! And over, please, to the other side. My hamstrings are so tight. Very nice. We're going to come back up. We're going to shorten the stance. 3.5 feet. Let's turn the right toes straight forward, left toes about 45 degrees. We'll go arms behind the back. You can grab elbows or reverse prayer. We're going to do pyramid as we do here quite often. Shoulders back. We're going to look up. We're going to come down and look at the right foot. Keeping those shoulders back and the core in is going to take a little bit away from bringing the face down, but it's not about bringing the face down. We're going to breathe here. For me, this is a super hamstring stretch, although a lot of poses are that for me. So, because that's where the beginning and the end of yoga seems to be quite often in my case. If you like warrior three, I like to kind of activate the back foot and lengthen out as like I'm pulling the leg a little bit out of the hip, just a little bit, because all that pressure of standing on the earth. If you want a half moon, right hand down, left arm up. The hip comes down if you switch the hands. And let's put that foot back where it was, and we are going to pivot. Right toes 45, left toes out. And then again with the hands behind the back, your choice of elbows or reverse prayer, but pull those shoulder blades back in together. We're going to come down and look at the left foot right here. And if you like, warrior three. And if you like, half moon. And switching the hands. Let's stand. You can move around some if you like. All right. I'm going to do tree. We're all going to do it together. Standing on the left foot. I'm going to bring the right leg out in front today. Hands to the heart. It could be arms up. I really prefer hands to the heart for my body. And you could lock the foot too. We do that a lot. We're going to stay here and breathe. Great. Let's do the other side. I am flexing this foot a little bit. If you're locking it, you can't really flex the foot, but if you're out in front, you can. They all have great purposes. Good. Back to the left foot. We're going to bring the right knee up. Left hand's going to grab the knee, other hand on the hip. You could stay here. You could reach back. You could look back. You could grab the big toe and extend the leg. Just a couple of breaths like this. Very nice. Other side, please. Standing on the right. Left is coming up. And we'll see if we can do a duplicate of what we did on the other side. Great. Feet about the distance of the hips, toes slightly splayed. We're coming down into a squat, elbows into the legs. Let's take several breaths here. Lengthen up the back, just focus on the breath. We can let everything else figure itself out. Hands in prayer straight forward. We're coming all the way up to the moon. And then all the way back down, hands in prayer straight forward. Again, all the way up to the moon. Back down, hands in prayer straight forward. All the way up again. And back down, hands in prayer straight forward. Just one more, all the way back up. and all the way back down. I'm gonna roll up my mat here and double, triple it up, and that's where my knees are going. We're doing cat-cow. Knees are 2 fists apart. Shoulders above the wrists, middle fingers straight forward. We're gonna drop the belly down, looking up, third eye. Breathing out, we're gonna arch the back. And we're moving and breathing. Out breath, arching back. In breath, looking up, third eye. And back to center, look over the right shoulder, see the tail. And then over, please, to the other side. And back to center. We're gonna do both of these, then we come out of this crescent lunge with the knee down. So right foot, the top, and then we're gonna start with the arms up like a big funnel. And we're gonna take several breaths here, and yes, indeed, you could walk that right foot further up to the top. Elbow outside of the leg, hands in prayer to the sternum. You could roll back on the ball of the left foot, straighten the leg, lifting the knee. Either way, we're going to rotate that right shoulder back and keep on breathing. We'll do a nice long hold here. Great, let's switch it and we'll do the other side. So right knee back and left foot up to the top. Whoa. Arms up like a big funnel. We'll take several breaths here, lengthening that right quad a bit. Good, and right elbow outside of the leg. Try not to let this hip jump out, the left hip. Hands in prayer, or rotate that left shoulder back. We're going to keep breathing here. And again, if you want to straighten the right leg coming onto the ball of the foot, you're welcome to. It'll take a little more doing if you want to come into the more traditional Ashtanga with the foot flat in the back at 45 degrees. But you're welcome to set that up, because we will be here a little longer. Great, we're switching again. Right foot back up top, left knee back, arms up, flying away version, straight up with the arms. And let's come down on the inside. Could be hands down, it could be in between, could be elbows down. I'm going to stay with hands. Keep the right knee pulling against your shoulder. Keep on breathing. I like to look at the mat or the floor. I have seen people do the look forward, and even people teaching and doing that, but I don't like the way that feels on the neck. But it's your choice. I think looking at the floor is probably best. Great, let's switch again, right knee back. Left foot up to the top. Arms straight up for the moment here. We're gonna keep breathing. I find this rolled up knee under my mat like super helpful. It's a rolled up mat under my knee. I think I said that backwards. Down on the inside. We're gonna keep coming back to the breath. If possible, always in the nose. Good, back to hands and knees, but we're gonna remove the knee cushion because we're gonna need the fluidity of the flat mat. And from here, we're gonna do pigeon from hands and knees again. Last week we didn't, but we're gonna now. So right knee up to the right wrist, right foot comes up towards the left wrist, and we're gonna step that left knee back. So it's right knee at the right wrist, the foot coming towards the left wrist. It might be very mild. And then down with the forearms, maybe the head down, maybe lengthening out with the forehead on the ground. Either way, we're gonna keep on breathing. And we're gonna switch it. So back to hands and knees for a moment. And we're gonna go left knee up to the left wrist, left foot up towards the right wrist, but not too much for some of us. Right knee crawling way back. You can lift the heart, and then we're gonna come down. It could be all the way down with the head down, or forearms so that the head can come down on the intertwined fingers. And let's just simply sit. And we're going to straddle the legs out. Excellent. We're going to breathe in and touch the ceiling. We're going to breathe out and try to touch the right toes, and then back up, and then over to the other side. And over and over, the out breath is always on the downward fold. Good, all the way up, touch the moon. Take a breath in, hold that breath. And then we're going to bring the arms down. Let's actually do the hip opener tonight. We're going to do a shoelace pose. So right heel under the left hip with the knee pointing straight forward. Left foot just jumps. Some of us, this is plenty. If you like, they call it the shoelace pose because the right hand will grab the left shoelace and pull back so that the knees are trying to stack. Keep the feet down, but if you want to put the fingers on the mat and lift and lunge, it'll move the knees a little closer. You'll see a better representation of that on the other side because this side, my knees go pretty well. Right arm up, down the back, grab the elbow, head pushes against the arm, core in. You can come around the back as well, introducing the fingers together back there. And we're going to keep on breathing right like this. Very nice. Unwrap all of that, and we're going to do the other side. So left heel under the right hip, right foot's just going to hop on over. You could stay right like this. Again, you could grab the left hand, grabbing the right shoelaces. You see the knees a little more out of place for me on this side, so I'm going to lift and lunge, and there they are, setting a little closer to where I might like them to go. Left arm up, down the back, and grab the elbow. Again, you can come behind the back, introducing the fingers. Again, each one of these steps into the pose, you could stay at the first step. It's not a problem. We're going to breathe anyways. Excellent. Unwrap all that. Let's put both legs out in front. You could bounce them around a little bit if you like. And we're going to do our twist that we always do here, Marichasana C. Right foot flat on the mat. Left toes remain pointed to the moon. Left arm grabs the right leg. Right hand 6 inches out from the tail on the line of the tail. Right shoulder back as we look at the wall. The shoulder and the torso twist. The head goes for the ride. Be real nice. The neck doesn't have to do anything. Just looking back as easily as you can. You could bring the elbow outside. And we're going to stay here and breathe, sitting up nice and tall. Great. Let's do the other side. Right leg out. Left foot flat on the mat. Right arm's going to grab that leg. Again, that hand behind you is like on the middle of your body. That's why I say the tail. And if the tail was coming straight out, we would hold it down. And the arm, I say 6 inches away from the tail or the tailbone, but far enough out that we're trying to keep the spine mostly straight up. And we're going to breathe here. Straight up like a tree growing out of the earth. Excellent. Back around the center. I'm going to double up the mat because we're going to be balancing on the tailbone. So both legs bent, arms underneath the legs, and we'll roll back onto the tail. You could stay right here. You could let go and lock the shoulders back. You could straighten the legs, hands behind the head. If you keep the legs bent, we're going to take several breaths right here. Cross the legs, grab the shins, sit up nice and tall. We'll take a couple breaths like this. We're going to do a sequence of 5 as we normally do. Excellent. Up again, please. Shoulders back, breath in the nose, looking at the feet. If the legs are bent, we're looking kind of over the feet. That is our visual lock, our dristi. Cross the legs, grab the shins, sit up nice and tall. Up again, please. Number 3. Cross the legs, sit up tall. Up again. Cross the legs, sit up tall. All right, just one more, back up. Keep on breathing, shoulders back, staring at the toes. Very nice. We're going to hug the knees in and lie back because we're going to do bridge. Those of you that want to do Urdhva Dhanurasana are welcome to. Most of us are going to do bridge, feet down flat, feet on knees, 2 fists apart. Fingers, if they reach out, almost touching the heel, not quite. We're going to lift the hips, tuck the shoulders, intertwine the fingers, push the arms down and the hips up, and we're going to stay many breath right here. Excellent. We'll come down, hug the knees into the chest again. You can roll around a little bit if you like. And we're going to go upside down. You're welcome to skip it and just put your feet up the wall. But otherwise, we're going to go plow first, kicking the feet up and over the head, legs in the direction of straight, toes falling towards the earth. You could have hands on the back or intertwine fingers with the arms down, which is a bit more traditional. We're going to take a few more breaths here. If your hands are not on the back, place them there now. Before you bring the feet up, if you want to bring those elbows closer to the distance of the shoulders, they'll come in easier. And then all the way up, heavy shoulders, heavy elbows. We're going to breathe here, looking at the feet. Bend the legs, bring the knees down towards the ears, and we're going to roll down into a dead bug. And you can stay still or you can rock around a little bit. And let's bring the knees into the chest. Imagine you have pencils right on, one on each knee pointed right up to the ceiling. Hold the shins of the knees stay together, and then we'll draw a big circle on the ceiling, one direction at first. And then the opposite direction, please. And today we'll keep the right knee up and extend the left leg out. The left hand's going to grab the right knee. The right arm's going to reach out to the right. We're going to twist, bringing that right hip up like we're pulling the knee, but we're really just bringing the hip up into the twist. We're going to look to the right. Those of you that are very flexible can grab the big toe, extending that right leg out straight. But the right leg out straight does not give you the depth of the twist if that knee can come down. It's kind of a little bit one of each or the other. And we're going to come back up and we're going to switch sides. So right leg out, left knee up, right hand grabs that knee, left arm reaching out. And again, we just twist the body. We're not really pulling the knee, but that's a good way to describe it, but it's actually the body is doing it. And we're going to look to the reaching left hand. For the last few moments here, we're getting our last couple of conscious, purposeful breathing. And back up to center. Hug the knees into the chest. Thank yourself for coming out. Tell yourself you did a good job, maybe even for a moment. Bring the nose up to the knees and pull down a little bit. And then we're going to lay down flat. Feet about the distance of the hips, hands a little away from the body. Let the breath return to normal. Let the earth keep on spinning and sink deeper and deeper and deeper into the earth. You could move the fingers and toes a little bit if you like. You could rotate at the wrists and the ankles. Stretch the hands way over the top of the head. Getting long, fingers to toes, lock the core down. Excellent. Bring the knees into the chest, and we're going to roll ourselves up to a seated position, however you can sit comfortably. We're going to bring the hands to the heart center, rubbing them together, making a bit of fire. Fire to light the way, fire to purify, fire to protect, fire to set boundaries. And bring that fire up into the sky and let it fall all around you like a fence. We're going to take a breath in through the nose. Some of that fire is coming in. We're going to breathe in more through the mouth. Hold the fire inside, tighten the core, tighten the legs, lift the floor, and then let it out. You're living your dream, don't miss it. Namaste. Thank you so much for coming out this evening. It is danieloberberger.com. You can find links to my Venmo and PayPal there. And very nice. Let me just stop the recording.